our group how much venerables and hello everyone. Tonight we will talk about topic is the importance of education in Khmer community. Yes, our group has many members or teachers and students. So I think we will many opinions and I want to know your feelings about the importance of education in my community. Yes, the first I will invite Mr. Ben. Yes, you are a teacher in many ministry and a teacher in primary school. So I think you have a lot of experience and opinions for sharing our group tonight. Yes, I invite you.
Okay, thank you, Pante. Hello, Pante and everyone. Today, I'm the first one to share idea about how important in learning Khmer language. So this topic I spread in learning Khmer language in the monastery or in the pagoda. So as we know, our language is Khmer, so that is one reason to say that it's very important to learn Khmer, because Khmer is our mother tongue language. So when we was born, and after that we say the first language is Khmer. And the science have shown that the first any age after was born should learn about the mother tongue first, because it it's important to communicate to our ethnic, especially Khmer. So it's important. The first reason important that to learn Khmer, and the second, we are live in a Khmer community, and if we don't know Khmer language, so everyone, any people, other in other country or in other area, they don't know we are the Khmer, and they don't know in south of Vietnam has an ethnic that's Khmer. So it's important when we go out and we meet together and we talk in Khmer, so anyone can know that we are Khmer. That is important. The second important reason, and the third, we all you know that Khmer is not just used in south of Vietnam. We use in Cambodia too. So when we want to travel to Cambodia, if we don't know Khmer, how can we talk? the Cambodian. So that is the third important reason. And when we go to other country, we meet we join the Khmer community. So how can we say in Khmer? I think that's Khmer language is important to Khmer people, and the one more reason that's Khmer language is important to Khmer people, especially Khmer in our country. If you know, the scientist said that if you want to learn another language, you have to know first language. Your mother tongue language. Why I said that? Because when we study the grammar in other language, such as English or Vietnamese or the language used in Buddhism is Bali or Sanskrit and so on. So when we know clearly about our language, we can compare with other language, and it's easy to know for our learning in another language. So that's for important reason that I share to all of you. And I want to say that Khmer people should study language, study mother tongue language first. That's our language is Khmer. Thank you, everyone. And do you know any question? Do you have any question?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Ben. Now, does anyone have any question to ask him?
I have a question for you, Mr. Ben. I have heard that a lot of Khmer people think that it's very useless to learn their mother language. And I think that is a very negative thinking. And do you have any way to encourage them as well as to help them to change that negative thinking? Yes, could you share us?
Okay, thank you. I also heard that too, because why some people say that it's not important to learn Khmer, because they don't use Khmer language to work in the office or in their work. But I think they has a little mistake, because when we study any major, any job, so they just study about the country language, the first language of the country. So they don't know clearly about their original, because they don't know the language, so they can research from the book that use the Khmer language. So they just study the outside culture from other country or another culture. They don't know clearly about their culture. Such a they don't learn Khmer, so they don't know about the traditional clothes. Where is it from? How can we use it? When we use it? So they don't know, and they don't love the culture, their culture. They just love other culture. They don't love anything from their ethnic, especially Khmer. Khmer people has a lot of culture, so they don't know anything. And after, if they don't learn the Khmer language, they don't learn something related to Khmer ethnic. So I think they should try to learn Khmer language. It's not too old to learn a language, especially our mother language. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for your recommendation. Yes, thank you.
Do you have another person?
Okay, Pante, you can move to the next people.
Yes. Yes. So now I will invite another person. Now I invite brother Suna.
Yes, thank you, Pante. First of all, I would like to pay my high respect to all venerables here and say hello to everyone. Tonight, I'm very happy to give you a small talk about the topic, the importance of education in Khmer community. Yes, this is a very interesting topic. Yeah, and when we talk about education, yes, this is really a very huge topic to discuss. And about this topic, we are gonna discuss about the importance of education in our community. But when I go straight to this topic, I want you to have a look at the definition of education. Yes, there are a lot of definitions of the word education, you know. Yes, following the definition in Oxford languages, yes, education is the process of receiving or giving the systematic instruction, especially at school or at university. And there is another definition of it. Education is both the act of teaching knowledge to others and the act of receiving knowledge from someone else. And education is also refers to the knowledge that received through schooling or instruction, and to institution of teaching as a whole. Yes. So based on this definition, the ultimate goal of education is to give knowledge to the learners, so that the learners can build up their own knowledge and strengthen some potential skills, so that after they finish their learning, they can apply all knowledge that they have learned before in their practical life or practical circumstances in their life. And now we go straight to this topic. Why is education important in the Khmer community? You know, Khmer people is one of the ethnic minorities who live in Vietnam. Yes. And in the past, about 20 years ago, the Khmer people, yes, most of Khmer people have very poor condition to support their children to get higher of education. So at that time, maybe there are very low percent of Khmer people that graduated from university. So so a lot of Khmer people, when they have no high level of education, they cannot find a good job, and so they just be farmers, a simple farmers in the field. Just go to the field in the morning, and in the afternoon they go back. And when the crop coming, they harvest. Yes, something like that. So their life condition is so very difficult. Yes, but nowadays the condition of education in Khmer community is changing. Yes, changing a lot. Yes, you can see that nowadays there are a lot of Khmer generation. Yes, young generation that they already graduated from university. Some of them are bachelor, and the other can be master degree, and a few of them can be doctor. Yes, so this is a very good changing, yes, in our community. And when we see the changing like this, we also see that our community also developed, yes, develop a lot. So the education is really important for all of us. Yes, especially in our community. Yes, you can see a lot of example of well good education, when a people have yes, when a people are well educated, it's easy to understand each other. It's easier to appreciate each other, yes, when we talk. But when we talk with a non-educated, it's so hard to make them understand what we want to share with them. And a well-educated person is also a very helpful one in the community or in the society, because they can help themselves and also can help their own family, and they also can help the whole community, like an abbot of a monastery, yes, based on his knowledge, based on his high level education, he is a leader of a monastery, and he can manage, he can control well in a whole his monastery, and also spread down his knowledge, yes, to conduct a whole community very well, yes. So, and another thing that well educated person also have good morality or have good conduct. For example, he has they have loving kindness or compassion or generosity to the others who contact with, yeah, who he live close to, yes. And actually a person that have good education also level of his income, you know, he can earn money easily by using his knowledge. So yes, in summary, I think that education is really essential for all of us, and as well as all of people in the Khmer community, because education make people be kind to each other and strengthen people in their positive thinking, and also make very good relationship to each other in his or her family, as well as in the whole community. And I have a recommendation that we should continue to study, because I have heard a very famous saying from a very well-known English person, that he said that we never get old when we never stop learning. Yes, thank you so much for your listening.
Yes, thank you about your idea. So now, do anyone have any question?
Yes. Hi, brother. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Are you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes. I want to ask you one question. You are Khmer nation, right? So, do you have a plan for development of Khmer community about education?
Yes, thank you for your good question. Yes, nowadays I'm a Khmer teacher in a public school and also a Khmer teacher in um, the monastery. So I love sharing knowledge, and I also love my community too. So I think that if I want to help the community, first of all, I must try my best to train myself to be a model. Yes, to be a model, to be a good model. Then it's easier for me to make them follow what the way I'm using. Yes, thank you.
Thank you your answer. Thank you, brother.
It's
So
my
I have a
pleasure.
question too.
Okay.
Someone said that if their son or their daughter learn many languages, they will be crazy. So, do you think we are Khmer in South Vietnam, so we have to learn 3 languages, Vietnamese, English, and Khmer. So do you think it's a lot? And do you think learn many languages is to be crazy?
Yes, thank you for your question. I don't think so, because our country have a very good system of education, especially in the area that have a lot of ethnic minority. The government bring all good opportunities for them to learn not only Vietnamese language, but also their own mother language, as well as the English language. So I think that if we follow the system, the national system of the education, it's not so difficult, or it's not crazy for all children, all Khmer children to learn, because as we know, in grade one, in school, children only learn the Vietnamese language, and gradually at grade 2 they start to learn Khmer language, and next grade 3 they start to learn English. So it's not very complicated, complicated system. I think that is a very smooth system. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Do you have anyone?
Hello, Sna.
Yes, Phante.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
In your opinion, ask you in Khmer as necessary as in English.
Uh, can you repeat that again?
Do you think skill in Khmer as necessary as in English?
Yes. Thank you, Phante. Yes, I think learn our mother language is quite necessary for us, like Mr. Ben has said, because if a Khmer person doesn't know his mother language, yes, he cannot maintain his culture as well as his identity as a Khmer person. And English is follow after Khmer language. Or we can learn at the same time two languages. It's not problem. Yes. Thank you, Mante. I already finished. Okay.
Yes, thank you about your sharing. Now we will do next one. Now I invite Miss Nhi. Miss Nhi.
Hello everyone. Sorry, Pante and everyone. Tonight I don't prepare our topic, so allow me to listen everyone.
Yes. Next one, I invite Mr. Sopong. Do you have ideas for sharing the topic?
Yes. Hello, Pante. Hello, everyone. Today is Wednesday. I talk about the topic, the importance of education. I think education is very important for people. The people need to be education from childhood to adulthood. There is an old saying, 10 years of planting, 100 years of cultivating people. If people are not education, then you won't understand anything. Proper and good education is very important for all of us in order to live a better and peaceful life. We need to be education. The children to need education because education important to you. Anh giải thích bạn. And talk about English because I speak a little English. Yes.
Yes, thank you, brother. I want to ask you, how do you think if your student want learning?
Yes. If children don't education, I think the children mình thấyថាมันល្អក្នុងការរស់នៅបន្តជំនាញបើមិនបានអប់រំ
So may they don't have a good communication. They don't talk Khmer clearly. They may talk mix some language together, like English, Vietnamese. They talk a lot of language in a sentence.
Yes, thank you. Venerable Tam, do you have a question?
Yes, I don't have question.
So now I invite you sharing about your idea.
Yes. Thank you for your inviting me. Hello, everyone. Tonight, I want to share my idea talking about important education in Khmer community. I think that this topic is interesting to me. You know that Khmer language is very important for Khmer people because it's a mother language. When you was born, you learn Khmer. You learn Khmer language, and after that you don't attend in school, but you learn from your mother or father and people around you. And I think that educating is very important for children, but depend on their parents. If you want teach you and for you go to learn Khmer language, you will listen and they will listen and they go to learn Khmer language. But I think that many Khmer people don't think about Khmer language. Only a parent disrupt from monastery. They advise their children go to learn Khmer language, and other people don't think that. So I think education Khmer language is not development like other language because we are living in Khmer in Vietnam South. So Khmer language is not used popular. So that many Khmer people don't podcast too much about Khmer language. So I think educating for the children, for Khmer children go to Khmer language is very important and depend on by their parents. But Khmer language is popular in monastery. It's not popular outside. So I think educating depend on the Buddhist monk in temple or in monastery, teach for the children. But I think that in the village it have a little children attend the first class in Khmer language. So I think my Khmer language is not development. I share my idea a little bit. Chào bác Guru, con đừng ảnh.
Yes, thank you.
Do you have any question for me?
So can you tell me how can you improve your Khmer language by yourself?
Yes, if you want to improve about Khmer language, the first the parent advice for kids or for their children go to monastery to learn Khmer language. If they learn Khmer language, you can enjoy. You can like Khmer language and they want go to learn every year. I think that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello, Fante. Hello, Fante Tam.
Yes, yes.
I have a question for you. On the last week, I heard that you say you couldn't go to Korea because of your eye. I think it's not that important. Tonight, you spoke about the importance of education. Do you want to continue?
I want to you ask me do you want to continue, right?
It's that.
But continue about what?
Continue in Korea or university.
Okay, I think that I don't I don't have plan to learn in university because I have to learn 1 year. Do you know?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I have a question for you, Pante. You know, in Buddhism, giving Dhamma talk is also considered as a way of educate people. So, do you ever give any Dhamma talk in the public?
Public.
Do you ever give
Yes.
any? Yes.
I only give Dhamma talk in my monastery twice time. Because I talk about the precept for lay people. Talk about like no killing, no alcohol, so on. And I talk about for the people develop about loving kindness and compassion a bit.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
because we are Buddhist, loving kindness and compassion is very important for people in our community. If many people can keep 5% and develop loving kindness and compassion well, I think that my community my community is useful, is peaceful.
Yes, I think so.
I think that.
Yes, it's a very useful way to help our community. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Venerable. So next person, I invite Miss Saray. How do you think about the importance of education?
Yes, thank you for your inviting. First, I would like to pay homage for all Pante her presence in our group, and good evening, group. I apologize for preparing wrong topic. I only discussed importance of education in general. Well, I will start my talking now. To make sure people in modern life aware a lot about importance of education, they already pay a lot of money and time to follow studying. And in the development country, education is the top policy. We can see that education is very important of humanity, and a lot of people pay attention in this. In my idea, I think that education is the way transmission of knowledge to other people, and knowledge is the trust. When people can understand and convey the trust, they will get the key to open the door of paradise life. Paradise life is a life of happy and rich and development every day. In my thinking, I think that education is not only in the school, in the university, in the college, in the center. Education is give knowledge, it reception knowledge. So it's how everywhere people live. And I recognize that the first goal for humanity is from their home. So what the home education to people? I still remember that how my parents teach me to express my mood when I feel hungry. They try to teach me speak mom when I'm hungry. And I think that education is the way to train people have good communication which understand, communication with other people, communication with the world, and communication with themselves. In the communication from parents, they always teach their child how to speak, how to express mood, how to unite, sharing with siblings, and how to respect parents when and their and our relationship when they come to visit home. I still remember my parents taught me how to say thank you when other people give me a gift, candy or biscuit. And other people very like me because I am a lovely child, which I'm a very good, so that I I can have a good communication with my relationship. Is that time I can look like a successful children. Yes. Um, I can see that have a lot of people who older than me, but for some words they can pronounce. I can example for you that Kriol, will, and I sometimes listening for people other than me. They call it Kriol, will. Yes, because I think that their parents don't spend more time to train their pronouns, and this will make the mistake when they go to harm and do
Be
Không bị
careful.
lừa.
Sorry, my connection is quick. Uh, okay, I forget. Okay. And I still remember when I'm in the kindergarten school, it's were about 4. This is the time I have to study at one language. Because I am a Khmer, so I have to study 2 language. One in mother language is Khmer and another in national language, and it's Vietnamese. I still remember my parents tried to teach me how to speak, about vocabulary, about communication skill in Vietnamese language because they hope that when I go to school, I can have a good communications with my teacher and have a good relationship with my friends. Only I can good in Vietnamese language. I can receive on what teacher teach me in this time, and I can have a good communicate with my friend. Mm, when I can speak Vietnamese language, I'm proud and confident. I remember that when I can't understand uh, my friend who Vietnamese people speak to me, I very embarrassed, and it make me not confident. And so in my studying in a kindergarten school, we have a problem. And my parents also try to train me. And when I can speak Vietnamese language, that I can receive on the lesson that teacher teach me. So that
It's all.
and I have a good relationship with my friend. And this what I want to explain that education is teach we the way to have a good communication with other people. And when we in primary school, senior school, junior high school, this is the time the teacher give we the opportunity to communicate with kind people. With the and in the Buddhism education is the opportunity to communicate with the Buddha. How can we do that? We can learn about the theory and the Dhamma, what they discover. And when we understand about the church, about the knowledge, we can use this to start our life. And people who are master always hardworking and proud and confident and to be successful because they don't care to fail because they have a weapon is knowledge. I want to say that education is giving people an opportunity to communicate with smart people although they don't live. And that's important is and that's one is the communicate with themselves. When we have a lot of knowledge, we will explore themselves by we will explore ourselves by to explore our talent. We can know exactly what we have and what we want, and we can try our best to do this to be a child. I want to say that education important because it is the key to open the door of happy life, and it gives people wings to fly to people dream. Thank you so much.
Yes, thanks.
So you have a lot of knowledge about how important in education. So
Yes.
I heard that you have your mother uh, try to train you to speak in Vietnamese first, and then speak Khmer language later. That's
No,
right.
no, my parents trained me to speak Khmer the first and Vietnamese later when I go to school and I need to communicate with Khmer people. So I have to study Vietnamese language and they train me then. I think that if I don't go to school, they will not train me Vietnamese language because around my house don't use Vietnamese. They they all communicate with other by Khmer language.
Yeah, that's a good
Yes.
idea. I think that's so. And everyone, can you ask her? So wait for anyone. I ask you another question. Um,
Yes.
how do you think when you go to study in a monastery?
When I go to study in monastery, yes, thank you. I understand. I get it. when I go to study in monastery, I have a lot of opportunity to explore about the grammar, Bali, and important. I can learn a lot about the Dhamma, and this is the truth. And the Dhamma make my life peaceful. Yes.
Okay, that's good to study about Dhamma, and we have a lot of thing to study about Buddhism. If we know clearly about Khmer language and Pali, so we can research many good things, many important things from the Buddha. Okay, everyone.
Yes, I have a question. Do you
Yes.
think I heard that you go to learn ballet in monastery? Do you think ballet language difficult or not? Why?
I think that every language is difficult, but if we learn by heart, it means we love it too much. It's not hard. It's not so difficult. Yes.
Yes.
And in my thinking, I think that Rema Ballet is not so difficult because it's like the grammar of English, and I study grammar English when I'm in grade 3. It's not difficult, but it needs learner to remember a lot of knowledge. Yes. If we can remember and we can study every day, it's not difficult. I think that for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
Yes.
your answer.
Okay. It's my pleasure.
Why you do think ballet grammar is easy?
I think ballet grammar is easy because I am the descendant of Khmer people, and a lot of Asian Khmer people learn it easy. And I think that I can do it.
So
If
you
I
can
have,
speak.
no.
You can you can speak ballet sentence. I go to school. You can speak ballet now. I go to school. You can speak ballet now.
Translate the sentence to Pali.
I go to school. Sarai.
Yes. Yes.
I go to school. You can translate by ballet language for me.
Excuse me.
You can. It's over.
I will answer you then.
For the next
Okay.
question, for next people can ask Mrs. Sarai.
Sorry. I will send you the answer then. Okay.
Hello,
Okay,
Sarai.
Mr. Paul, can
Hi.
you say?
Yeah. Hello,
Yes.
Sarai.
Can I help you? Yes. Hello.
I have a question.
Yes,
You
you can.
you speak English very well.
Thank you so much.
Who do you often listen to Dhamma lectures? Who do
Excuse
you
me. Yes.
often listen to Dhamma lectures?
The Malay tourist.
Who Who do you often
Can you explain to me the my literacy?
ច្រើន
Sorry,
ច្រើន
I didn't get it.
ច្រើនស្ដាប់ប្រាថ្នាអង្គណាសំដែងនេះណាគ្រូណាសំដែងនេះ
Yes, I like to hear from Venerable Sansuchia and Panpakare.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thanks.
and another, but I cannot remember names.
Yeah, I often
But I like the mat Sansuchia.
Yeah, I like Sansuchia.
Yes, and sometimes, but when I want to smile, I will listen to Long Chanta.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now he singer.
Don't waste time, people. Yes.
Yes. Now we will to next person. Hello, Miss England.
Yes, I'm
I-
here.
Yes, I think you have been watching for a long time. So now I invite you.
Yes, thank you. You're inviting. Yes, I think today I'm a lạc đề. Yes, because because I see you say because I see you tell I see I listen everybody tell me about education in Khmer community. I think but I have a little bit idea. Yes. I'm sorry, but I have a little idea. I have a little bit idea, and I will say you now. Yes. We know it's a long time ago. The people always recognize education is one of all make development of the most important, and especially in a Khmer community. Yes, and we know Khmer people have a big country. Yes, it's Cambodia, but in Vietnam, Khmer people just one ethnic minority. So the education's more important than another thing. Yes. Why I say that? Because when we have a best educations, we can learn more knowledge about cultures and morality, and then we can use them to exchange about language, not about language, about knowledge, and with another nation. But the most important, I think, the most important is we can say with everybody we are ethnic minority, but we have the intelligence and advantage. Yes, that's all. That's all. Yes. Can you ask me some question?
I have a question for you, England.
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
What can you do to help the Khmer community? Yes.
Yes, I think I can help my community about a lot of things. But when we graduate when I tốt nghiệp là graduate á. Yes, when I graduate and then we come back to my country and we have them. Yes, I will have them by my love, by my knowledge. Yes,
Yes,
I
good
think
idea.
so.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. It's your question.
Okay, everyone. Our topic is so large. We can talk about education in Khmer people. We have to talk about how Khmer study in Khmer or in other language is also it's not just talk in Khmer language. We can talk about other language too, like English. Like we can talk about how many people go to the university or to go to study abroad, etc. We can talk larger than just talk
Yes,
about Khmer language.
yes, I think so. Thank you, teacher.
Yes. And I want to ask you, Miss Lin. Yes.
Yes, I'm
What do you
here.
want? Yeah. What do you want to do in the future? What job?
Um, because I learned about psychology. Yes, but I don't know in the future what the job I will do. But I think I will First now I have practice about seller. Seller I buy iPhone in a store. Yeah.
Yes.
I think in the
Thank you.
future if I have one a job um about my about if I have one job now. Yes, I think so. Thank you your question.
Uh,
Yes. Thank you.
uh, your problem is the same. Many Khmer people, because many students after they graduate from high school, they don't know where to go to study, continue to study, and they don't know what's the purpose in their life in the future. I think they know something, but it's not so clear.
Yes. Now we will next person. I will invite Venerable Chanh.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Thank for your invite. Hello, everyone. In my opinion, education is consciously organized process that may relating or transforming perceptions, ability, emotion, attitudes of teacher and learner in a positive way. In my opinion, it is necessary to pay attention to the following issue. Teaching children their mother tongue helps them to read and write their own language. When they can read and write, the teacher needs to guide them on their own. Train their learning ability, help them develop their own creative self-study ability, because I can they language Khmer language they can listening Dhamma talk or reading book Khmer language. Moreover, and should not be beside towards the language of any group. If they can learn as many languages as possible, the better it encourage my children to study as high as possible because it can contribute to meeting the needs of human ascendancy and development in conferences. So my opinion as here. Thank you. Cho bắt đầu.
Okay, thank you, Pante. And Pante, you are a student, right? You had to study in Travel University about 3 years, and now you are a student in Cần Thơ Academic. So beside you, the monk from your province, from Sóc Trăng, do you know how many? How about how many monks that go to study in the university or in the academic school? Ante? Are there many monks in your country go to study in university or academic?
I will graduate in Children University. In my monastery.
Okay.
Do you understand?
You do not follow me. Everyone, can you ask him?
Yes, I have a question for Phante Chen answer. I heard that you listen Dhamma from other teacher, but what teacher do you like listening the most?
Sansikia and Kosofia.
Yes, thank you. Your answer. I have a question for you. Have you ever learned in Balai Khmer school, right? Have you ever learned in Balai Khmer school?
Yeah, I have. Em hát lên Balai.
Yes. I think I have ever met you more time in Balai Khmer school.
7 times.
I meet you in Balai Khmer school more 10. Because I also study here, study there.
I have learned ballet 7 years.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, thank you, Fante, and we can move to the next person.
Yes.
Hello, Pante. I have a question for Pante.
Hello.
Yes. I know you are a student of Javan University and your major in Khmer language. And I want to ask you, do you think about Khmer language program at Javan University?
Vì កម្មវិធី ភាសាខ្មែរនៅសាលាវិទ្យាល័យហ្នឹងយ៉ាងណាកម្មវិធីបង្រៀនភាសាបាលីភាសាណា
I think learner I think teacher at Javan University interesting.
Yes. And do you think the Khmer language program is useful or meaning for you?
I think very useful for me.
Yes, and
Because yes. Playing.
Yes. No. No. We will next person. Now I invite Venerable Sehala. Can you talk about your idea?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, Awuso and Pante and everybody. Today I talk about the topic in important of education in Khmer on pagoda. I think education in pagoda have the important is not only a few, and so continue and understanding processing. I think
Sorry.
I
Sorry, I think your microphone have problem.
ប្រើមិនសិនពីចុះឲ្យបាទ
បတ်សំឡេងមួយសិនគាត់បတ်សំឡេងមួយឲ្យចាំនិយាយ
Excuse me, when Sehala, can you continue? So we are waiting for him.
maybe the later people you can say more than about the monk or the Khmer student go to study abroad or go to study in university or the some famous school. If you know that, you can say about that. Is also in our topic. And now, Pante Senla, are you okay? Okay, maybe we return to him later. We can call next person.
Và biết ở hết đấy rồi.
No, Mr. Cường.
Mr. Cường, excuse me. Do you have opinion?
Hello, Bante, and hello, everybody. Sorry, today I don't have a topic, but I have a question to Mr. Suna and Mr. Because I think they are a teacher. I want to help me share a present to phương pháp dạy học tiếng Khmer rồi anh sẽ anh mấy cái rồi.
We can say the way to teach Khmer or the way to learn Khmer. To teach Khmer.
To teach Khmer for your student, and how do you think nowadays many parents will their children to learn another language such as English or Vietnamese, but they not help them but they not help want to their children to learn modern language.
Yes, you can say that.
Can you mention again about your question? I still yes. I don't still understand a lot about what you say.
The second, I want you share your skill to teach Khmer language to for your student. Your student.
Okay, teach online or teach in a real class.
I teach in a real class.
Okay, yes. Yes, on my experience as a Khmer teacher, I can say that it has both difficult and also easy, yes, because in a class, yes, there are a few students. They are very interested in.
Sorry, Mr. Sona.
Yes. Okay.
I hear some wind from Nhi or Mr. Cường. Can you turn off the wind, the fan?
Yes, yes.
Hello, Nhi.
Hello,
Nhi,
good
Nhi. Còn bác hát để lử xâm lên cái gió là mỗi Mr. Cường khang nè mình đi lử xâm lên cái gió phải sẽ đọc bạn.
con miền Bắc mic đó cái đâu con
Và
tắt
dương
rồi
mình
đó.
dương mình bác là mình sẽ đáp là mình dễ dương bật mic center lử xâm lên cái gió phải. Okay, Mr. Zona, can you continue?
Okay. So in my classes that I teach my student the Khmer language, the problem that I always face that it's hard for them to memorize the Khmer alphabet. You know, the consonant and the vowel. Sometimes they can learn by heart well, but when we ask them to write, they cannot write. They cannot write well. So in my opinion, I think that teaching the alphabet is a very basic way to help the students can read or can write well. And the method that I usually use in my classes is I will have an alphabet that I wrote on a big paper that I stick to the wall in each classes in each class. When every student they enter to the class every day, they can remember or they can remind by seeing the alphabet on the wall, you know. So I think that is a very useful way to help them. Yes. And also, you know, when you teach any languages, if you go into the class without any tools, for example, you don't have any pictures or photo to describe any certain words that you want to teach them, maybe the quality can go down. I think so. So it's also important to make the teaching tools like pictures or photos or real object, you know, real objects. For example, when you teach them the word for example a glass, yes, so you can bring a glass with you into the class and you show them, so it's easy for them to recognize as well as help them to remember well. Yes, thank you. How about Mr. Ben? Do you have any idea?
Okay, the first question, I think you are answer. So a lot of technology and lots of way to teach small children. So I want to talk about the second question. I hear you not clear, but I think you said you asked how we can um, how we can do to make the mother the parents allow children go to study Khmer language. Is that right, Mr. Kerr?
That's right.
Okay, if that's I have I think that we have three things to talk. Why some parents don't allow children to go to the pagoda or the monastery to learn Khmer language a lot? Because the first thing, their children they don't know about Khmer language, so they don't uh, don't think that is very important to their children. And the second thing, the pagoda or the monastery is a little quite far from their house, so they can took them to go to study and then took them go home. This make a lot waste a lot of time for there to work. So and the third one, we have a little from the monk or the teacher that's teaching the Khmer language in a pagoda. Um, because our teacher now they don't have a lot of experience to uh, to make the children like to study Khmer language. So they when they go to study at school, the public school or the public teacher uh, just talk very softly, just uh, do not beat them by the pole or don't shout them so much like in the pagoda. In the pagoda, I think some teachers are still sound very loud to the children and make them very scared. I heard that some children said, "Oh, I scare a lot. I scare of our teacher. He's so uh, um, he's not good to for us to study in a pagoda." But some teacher is so good, but some is still use the pole to beat the children or let they have to learn by heart a lot of things, so they don't like to study in a pagoda. If we heard about from Mr. Sona said, there are many technology to teach the children, so we don't use the pole to beat them nowadays. It cannot allow to beat or to shout or to say something not good to the children. So I think that the three reason that many people they don't allow children to study. But the important reason is the parent have to know clearly about how important language, so they will take their children to study Khmer language. Okay, thank you. Now we can recall.
Okay. Thank you for your share from and Mr. Ben.
You're welcome.
If we have no question more, we can call Pante Sela again.
Yes, I can again.
Okay, the sound is good now.
Yes.
You can say.
As now I think have some view in education in Khmer on Pagoda. Because education have the important is not only a few but also a continue and unending process. I think in Pagoda, such students have better academic research. So I think teacher find a better way to teach. So I think teacher develop one more professional planning and organization skill. And then I saw a teacher defend their and knowledge of their subject, and teacher who want to continue their academic care. Because the teacher is easy to see that teacher become tired of difficult of teaching. Professional development give them the opportunity to break out of their old habit. They become learner is still of teacher. This keep teacher and motive because they feel like they are getting the professional and they need to become better teacher. Also after on professional development nature of teacher who aspire to leadership position in education, and teacher must learn for other experience leader to become leader. Today I think I share about. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Does anyone have question to ask him?
Okay, you said about academic research. I like that sentence so much because nowadays our teacher in Uganda, some graduate from university, but some not. Just finished Bali high school and they want they become to be a teacher. So they don't research about the children habits so much. So it's not it don't have a lot of technology to teach the children. But I think the monk have study about the Dhamma. They study about Apitam. So that's the deep Dhamma. It's good to control their habit, um, their soul. So if we have a school that to train Khmer teacher, I think the monk will be a good teacher. Can you? Anyone, do you have any question? But I want to add a question to Pante. Can you tell us a little about academic research? Hello, Pante Sela.
Hello.
Uh, can you say about academic research? You have told us that about academic research. So can you say about that something? Hello, Pante.
Maybe he can hear.
Chắc bật mic Thuận bật mic con chắc sẽ là
Hello. Lừa thế. Lừa.
lừa.
Lừa ai? Kêu lịch no mà sát. Mình lừa thế này.
Lừa đó con ra.
Lừa.
What is the academic research?
Academic research.
Okay, we can pass the question.
I think planning a good and teacher development planning.
Yeah, maybe academy research. That mean the teacher have been trained from a university, and that teacher have to study at the real school. They to research about the children, about the student that he prepare to teach. So the teacher have to know clearly about their children. So that's activity we call academic research. Okay, thank you. And Pante Tanban, you can continue.
Yes, thanks everyone. The For now, I think if without a good education, we cannot find a good job for enjoy life. And if a country without education, so that country can't develop. Yes. Thank you everyone about sharing about this topic. So finally, tonight is my first session as my MC. I'm sure I have made a lot of mistakes, so I hope everyone understand for me. Thanks everyone.